Before we get going, for the new viewers, my name is Brando, founder of Brandlux Media. We are an e-commerce growth agency specialized in paid advertising, content creation, email marketing, and conversion rate optimization. If you're looking for a growth partner and you want a free audit, feel free to book a call down below. Now let's get going. How's it going? This is Brando from Brandlux Media, and today's gonna be an unusual video because as you can see there on the background, I just got a whiteboard, big ass whiteboard, took me 2 hours to build. But yeah, it's gonna be a more like real video. I'm gonna draw things. I want you to understand my thought process, not on my computer, but just over there. I just want to test something different. But yeah, I want to bring you through the exact same creative process that we use to scale brands to nearly $70,000 in sales in one single day. This is actually a quick case study, just so you see it yourself. Let me just refresh. This was during Black Friday, so it is an inflated period, but we definitely did not expect to scale all the way to $70,000 in sales in one single day. And the reason why I want to bring you through a quick case study about this is because literally it's extremely challenging. You have no idea to scale to these numbers. You can't just increase the budget. There's a lot of legwork that you need to set up in order to have the creatives to get to $70,000 in a single day. So let's go into the drawing board, the whiteboard on the back, and let's get it going. Now, let's talk about the UGC creative process. I receive a bunch of different questions literally every single day in my Discord, in my YouTube comments, on my Instagram. People reach out to me on my Instagram and they ask me, okay, once we find something that works, how do we scale the UGC process? How do we test different storyboards, hooks, and all that stuff? So I created a very simple diagram over here explaining a couple of concepts. This is the first concept and this is the second one, and I'm going to bring you through the entire process. Now, the first thing and one of the most important things to do is not to test a billion different creators, but it's to test the framework. And when I say the framework, I specifically mean storyboard. So SB stands for storyboard. And the storyboard is the framework of the video. So the script, it's a storyboard, right? So when I say storyboard, I essentially mean like the hook, story, offer, product offering, features, benefits, whatever, call to action, right? This is a storyboard, right? And each storyboard has a specific sequence of how you want to present your product, right? Now, a lot of people don't understand that the storyboard is like 70% of the work. The other 30% is finding the right creators that resonate with the brand. Of course, by the way, if you have a perfect storyboard and you're selling to 70-year-olds and there's a 20-year-old promoting and using the storyboard, of course, it's not gonna work. I'm assuming that there's some level of intelligence when it comes to picking and choosing your content creators, right? The UGC people, right? There needs to be a basic foundation. You can't just like promote to 20-year-olds like if they were 7-year-olds or vice versa. You need to find something that is sustainable for what you're selling, right? So assuming that you're smart enough to do that, right? The most important thing is the storyboard. So what we want to do is test multiple different types of storyboards. In this scenario, you have 3. Chances are what you're going to test is maybe not going to work because it's competitive and it takes time to understand what works and what doesn't. You get the point. But let's say we have 3 storyboards. These 2 fail. This one is a winner. What do we do next? Right? Do we scale with more UGC people? Do we scale with more hooks? Do we test other storyboards? The answer is actually, there is no answer. Like there's so many ways to do this. But the one way that my client does it, or my clients do it, or I guess I should phrase it, one way that we do it for our clients is that we kind of do everything at the same time. But if I have to prioritize things, I would prioritize finding a winning storyboard. Because when you find a winning storyboard, guess what? You can replicate it and use it with other content creators, right? So the next step that I would do is once I find something that works, I would test multiple different hooks. And guess what? This is a process that is never ending. It's like infinite. It's like numbers, they're infinite, right? So once you find a lot of, like, there's only 3 examples here, right? But I could continue going and writing storyboard number 4, storyboard number 5, number 6, number 7, right? So if we find one, don't stop. Continue testing and continue testing. So this is one layer of testing over here. Then we have another layer of testing, which is the hook, right? The hook is the first, I would say, let's call it 3 to 5 seconds of the video. And this is extremely important, okay? So we have to optimize for a hook stop ratio, or what is it called? Sorry, not hook stop ratio, hook rate. And the hook rate should be around 30% or more. If you have a 30% or more hook rate, right? And I can maybe explain you, I can maybe do send over a document that explains how to calculate this or how to show this number on the ad account so that you can monitor it. But this should be over 30%. So if it's over 30%, it means that your hook is a green light. If it's below 30%, then maybe test something else, okay? But the hook rate is extremely important. And so what we want to do is test the storyboard. Find the winning hook rate, or sorry, the hook. In this case, it's hook number 3. And then, well, guess what? We want to do something maybe similar to hook number 3, but maybe with a slight variation, right? So maybe a similar concept, but with different words or a slight variation. And then we're going to keep on testing and keep on testing. And then guess what? This is going to work and this is not going to work. And so we're going to keep on iterating until we find and have like a full-on infrastructure, in this case, right? Until we find a process where we find a perfect storyboard and a perfect hook. Once we have a perfect storyboard and a perfect hook, right, then we can move on and test multiple different types of content creators, right? If you're just starting out, maybe I would test like 2 or 3 creators with like one specific storyboard, and then get some content, test different hooks. And once we solidify the strategy, then that's when you just go double down, triple down, 10x on your content creators, because you know that you have something that works. And same thing applies here. Once we have something proven here, we can go ahead and test creator number 1, creator number 2, and creator number 3. These 2 fail, this one succeeds, and then we find similar traits. These 2 are content creator 4 and 5, or content creators that have similar traits to content creator number 3, which was proven, right? So it's a consistent game of iteration and iteration. And this one goes well, and this one doesn't. And so we continue iterating and iterating. Hopefully you get the point. I know I'm kind of repetitive, but it's really, really important. So the beauty is that once you do all of this stuff, you're gonna end up with a lot of content. And so I have a strategy over here, which we can call the voiceover strategy, okay? And this strategy is a killer because it allows you to test multiple different videos by also saving a bunch of money, right? Which, you know, investing into content creators is great, you need to do it, but it can get quite expensive and it can add up. So this is just a strategy. I'm not saying don't invest into more creators. You have to absolutely invest in more content creators. But this is a great strategy to double down on your current content and create a snowball effect. And I'm going to explain why. So these are all videos, right, that you have produced by testing different hooks, by testing different storyboards, by testing many different things. So this is all footage, okay? This is all footage. So what we want to do is get pieces of footage over here, maybe also from this video, and create one unique piece of footage. And this is literally just like, when I say footage, I mean like just the actual content of the video. I like this many times, it's just like I mute all these videos and just create a new video by combining multiple pieces of content all together. So you have a completely brand new video. And you can do this, by the way, you can do this multiple times. So you can scale this concept quite easily. And once we have one unique piece of footage that we basically repurpose from other pieces of content, then this is where we can test different voiceovers. And so the same thing applies, just like over here, you have voiceover number 1, voiceover number 2, and voiceover number 3. These 2 are working, this is not working, right? We scale these 2 concepts. And now it's a consistent play of you know, A/B testing procedure, right? This is how it works. And guess what? What you can do is, like, if this voiceover number 1 really works well, then you can just split test the footage. So maybe you create another small video over here, right? I know that there's a lot of drawings here, but you create another video and you use the same proven voiceover. right? So new footage, this is footage number 1, and this is footage number 2. And so you use a complete new footage, but with the same voiceover. Now, let me just erase everything and explain to you how to scale this process. Don't make fun of me because this thing is really wobbly. Let me just erase everything. What I want to show you now is let you know how to scale the process when you find winning creatives. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it on Meta, because Meta is like a very popular platform, right? Most people spend on Meta. And so let me show you how to set it up on Meta. So whenever you find winning creatives, let's just say all of these are like winning creatives, right? We want to dump them into CBO campaigns all the way into here, and advantage shopping campaign, advantage shopping plus campaigns, call them whatever you want, over here. Now this type of campaign is completely automated, so you only have control over your budget, who you want to target, right, what countries, and your creatives. And so this is probably the best campaign whenever you find like winning, these are all winning creatives, they're all like successful, they have a high ROI, high ROAS, you just dump them over here. And then give this around 7 days, I would say 7 to 10 days to give it a shot, because this campaign can get quite, it takes Facebook some time to optimize. It's not like a normal ABO campaign where you can maybe figure out in like 3 to 4 days. It takes kind of double or triple the time. So if you don't see a result within this time frame, or sorry, before this time frame, just keep it going for a little bit. The next strategy is to dump everything into CBO. I already spoke about these strategies, by the way, in other videos, but this is like a simplified, horrible drawing, to be honest, but hopefully you get my point. And you want to just like, if you find, if you have like an interest, right? This is an interest that has one ad one, let's call this interest 1. What you can do is like, you can duplicate this entire thing, including the these are creatives, right? Including the winning creative into the CBO directly, right? While with this strategy, the ACS, you would just use the creative, right? You can't really duplicate an interest into an advantage shopping plus campaign, right? You have to duplicate the creative and just dump everything in there, because you can't really you can't control or have control over demographics or interests in the advantage shopping plus campaign. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. I know that there was a lot of drawing. I think I did pretty bad with the drawings, to be honest, but the most important thing for me is that you actually come across and understand the framework of how I think and how I bring you through the creative process. I'm gonna go over more creative things because there's many more to talk about. I know that you guys ask me every single time about the content creation, about the user-generated content, and trust me, there's a billion different topics that I can go over, and this is just one of them. Let me know if you have any questions on YouTube, on Instagram, and nothing. See you in the next video. Bye.
On a further note, feel free to book your strategy session with our team by clicking the button down below. In this session, we will audit your brand, come up with a custom plan of action, and then we'll explore the opportunity of potentially working together, assuming it's a perfect fit. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot, and hopefully see you on the other side.